Welcome to Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. Today we explore the unsettling disappearance of Natalee Holloway, a case that became a media storm, a mother's mission, and a glaring reminder of how justice can vanish, just like Natalee did. Natalee Ann Holloway was born on October 21, 1986 in Clinton, Mississippi. The eldest of two children, she grew up in the close-knit community of Mountain Brook, Alabama. By all accounts, Natalee was a driven student, honors classes, National Honor Society, a dance team member, and active in her church. She had just graduated from Mountain Brook High School in May 2005 and was bound for the University of Alabama on a full scholarship, where she planned to study pre-med. To celebrate, Natalee and 124 of her classmates boarded a plane to Aruba for their senior trip, a tradition among the students of Mountain Brook. The trip was chaperoned, but lightly. The students, all 17 and 18, were considered responsible enough to enjoy their last taste of youth before adulthood. No one could have imagined the darkness that was waiting. It was the final night of the trip, May 29, 2005. The students headed to Carlos and Charlie's, a popular nightclub known for its vibrant parties and open atmosphere. That evening, Natalee was seen dancing, drinking, and laughing, enjoying the last moments of freedom with her friends. Around 1:30 a.m., she left the club with three local boys: Joran van der Sloot, a 17-year-old Dutch national attending the International School of Aruba, and brothers Deepak and Satish Kalpo, both Surinamese immigrants. She got into their car and was never seen again. The next morning, panic gripped her friends and chaperones. Natalee had missed her flight. Her luggage and personal items were untouched in her hotel room. By the end of that day, her family had been notified. Within 24 hours, her mother Beth and stepfather Jug Twitty were on a plane to Aruba. From the moment Beth Holloway arrived on the island, she was a woman on a mission. She didn't wait for local authorities to act. Armed with names from Natalee's friends, she and Jug went straight to the home of Joran van der Sloot. The story Joran gave that day would be the first of many. He said they had dropped Natalee off at the hotel and that she was fine when they left. But security cameras showed no trace of Natalee returning. Hotel staff said they hadn't seen her. Joran and the Kalpos quickly became suspects. Despite inconsistencies in their statements, Aruba's laid-back law enforcement structure led to slow arrests and limited searches. It took 10 days for the boys to be taken into custody, and even then, they were released due to lack of evidence. Public outrage exploded. What should have been a straightforward investigation became a circus of legal loopholes, linguistic barriers, and local resistance. To understand this case, we have to understand Joran. Born in the Netherlands. In 1987, Joran van der Sloot was raised in Aruba by his father Paul, a prominent Dutch lawyer and aspiring judge, and his mother, on paper, he was accomplished, an honors student, athlete, and seemingly charming. But his friends described him as manipulative and violent. He had a history of gambling, drug use, and lying. His reputation with girls was troubling, known for targeting intoxicated young women, especially tourists. Joran's father allegedly used his influence to shield his son from consequences. This privileged position, combined with the island's lax legal system, made Joran nearly untouchable, and he knew it. Despite over 20 arrests, countless interrogations, and FBI involvement, nothing stuck. Joran's story shifted repeatedly, at times claiming he left Natalee on the beach, at others suggesting she collapsed in his arms. One theory hinted at overdose, another at sexual assault. Still another suggested he sold her into human trafficking, a claim never substantiated. No body was ever found. No forensic evidence tied the suspects to a crime scene. The Aruban legal system, based on Dutch law, required concrete evidence, not just suspicion, to hold a person. And so, despite the damning suspicious behaviors, the suspects walked free. To the Holloway family, and to the millions following the case, justice was slipping away. Beth Holloway became a household name, traveling the world, giving interviews, pressing governments, and never letting her daughter's face fade from memory. She believed, as did many, that corruption, indifference, or worse had poisoned the investigation. Rumors swirled of cover-ups, bribery, and incompetence among Aruban authorities. And still, she never gave up. In 2010, the world was rocked again. Joran van der Sloot, now 22, was arrested in Lima, Peru for the brutal murder of Stephanie Flores, a 21-year-old Peruvian student he had met at a casino. He beat her to death in his hotel room 5 years to the day after Natalee's disappearance. He confessed to the killing, claiming she had discovered information on his laptop about Natalee's case, provoking his violent outburst. This time, there was no escaping justice. He was sentenced to 28 years in prison. In 2010, he had contacted Beth Holloway, offering to reveal the location of Natalee's remains for $250,000. He took the money and lied again. But in October 2023, something finally cracked. In a plea deal to reduce his sentence, Joran stood before a U.S. judge and confessed to killing Natalee Holloway. He claimed he tried to grope her, and when she rejected him, he slammed her head against a rock, killing her instantly. He then disposed of her body in the ocean with the help of the Calpo brothers. Despite his confession, Joran cannot be tried for Natalee's murder, and the Calpo brothers deny involvement because of Aruban statute limitations ensure they will never face trial for what they did. For Beth Holloway, it was never about punishment, it was about truth, a sense of finality after years of torment. But now the world knows what really happened. Her story is a cautionary tale, a tragedy, and a symbol of unyielding love. This is Echoes Untold, where history whispers and we listen. Fact-checked note. This script is based on verified information from U.S. Department of Justice press release on Joran Sloot's 2023 confession. Justice.gov, CBS News, ABC News, and CNN Archives, 2005-2023. Loving Natalee by Beth Holloway, FBI records and Aruba law enforcement reports, public court documents from the U.S. and Peru interview footage from Greta Van Susteren, 2020, and Dateline NBC.